What's going on, guys? So today I'm very excited to talk about a new knife model that's going to drop in 2 days from now. So these will be exclusive to Massdrop on January 16th, 6 a.m. Pacific time. These will be officially released. This is called the Mordax. All right, this is a Ferrum forged design. As you can see the logo on the back of the handle there. This is a new design to me. These ones specifically, production version by Protech. Huge fan of Protech knives. And these came out really nice. So I got the hookup about a week ago or so. Wanted to try out the milled version to actually carry and use. There's also a non-milled version here. Right off the bat, I can just tell you this one is super smooth, super comfortable in the hand, but kind of plain, you know, so they both have their pros and cons. This one obviously has a lot more flair, more design. You do get some grip for certain. I'll talk about that more a little bit later in the video. You know, but being milled, some people might like it, they might not, so it's nice to have some different options. This is actually going to be available, I think, in 10 different versions. There's black, a standard gray, a green, some are going to be black DLC coated, or you can do the stonewash, which I happen to prefer, as opposed to the coating. I mean, if you're collecting them, maybe the black ones are cool, you know, but obviously that's going to show wear with time. And obviously milled or not milled, all right? So you'll see all the variants when they are dropped. But first I'm gonna go over some specs on these, and then we're gonna talk about my experience with using this one. So we have a 3.6-inch blade. This is a CPM 20 CV, as you saw probably before, marked on the blade there. One of my favorite blade steels. This one is in stonewash. It is a flat saber ground drop point. Very simple, classic design. You can see there's a large finger troll, so you could choke up on there if you wanted to. Just a slicing machine, all right? This thing is absolutely crazy. The 20 CV is very impressive by itself, but a lot of belly up front here and enough point for penetration into boxes and such. As far as close length, 4.6 inches, all right? And overall, it is 8.2 inches. This one comes in at 3.6 ounces, and from what I understand, the original Mordax was in titanium. They ended up doing these through Protech in aluminum. And what they said on the website was that the reason they went with aluminum was to make it more pocket-friendly, and how I take that is a weight reduction, all right? So if it was in tie, it would be a little bit heavier. This is just extremely well balanced. It feels really nice in the hand. I don't know if it being a little heavier would have made that much of a difference. For the price, I probably would have preferred titanium, but there's nothing wrong with aluminum. However, I will point out that after a few days of carrying this, you can see little dings here and there. You can see that kind of shining back that right in front of my thumbnail, as well as on the corner here. It's just the wear, okay? Anodized aluminum will wear. So, you know, might be consideration, depending on what color. Obviously, if you got the gray one, you probably wouldn't see that as easily, but yeah, I mean, I would have preferred titanium. There's nothing wrong with the aluminum. Fun little fact, if you don't already know, if you're in the knife scene, titanium is very popular and used widely because it is extremely strong, but it's lighter weight than stainless steel. It's about half the weight of stainless steel, whereas aluminum is only about a third of the weight of stainless steel. All right, so when you see different, you know, knives offered in aluminum, it is that much lighter than even titanium. All right, so that's probably why they went with that option. And obviously, you know, costs. If this was in titanium, it might be another 80 bucks, 100 bucks, who knows? I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I would have liked, I mean, I happen to like titanium. I think it's super cool. Nothing wrong with aluminum, but something I wanted to point out there. If I come in a little closer, you can see the cutouts and design on here. All right, I could tell you that from carrying and using this, that these cutouts here are very aggressive, all right, but they're not uncomfortable at all. They very much facilitate grip when you're holding a knife like this. Also, when your fingers wrap around, these are very functional as well. Keeps your fingers from sliding. Now, on the front here, you can see that there's cutouts as well as the holes drilled. What's kind of interesting is when I run my finger on a 45-degree angle here, that's uncomfortable. It's actually kind of sharp. However, when carrying the knife and using it in just multiple grips, it's just extremely comfortable. I don't feel those sharp edges, even though when I run my finger here, I can clearly feel it's a little bit uncomfortable. This came into play the second I got this, all right? I clipped it to my pocket, and the day that I received these knives, I was wearing some jogger pants, which is, you know, like sweatpants type material. And when I went to go clip it in my pocket, I heard the jot, like the pocket go, because it was catching on all these corners here. So immediately I took the knife out of my pocket and I tried again, and it was just grabbing this material. So very soon into carrying this knife, I realized that if I turned it a little bit to the side as I was clipping it in, it would rub more on the flat end as opposed to these. Okay, so just, I mean, consideration if you happen to really like the milled version, you know, and you want to carry it every day, it's something that's definitely worth considering. If you want to EDC this knife every single day, I'd probably recommend this one. You don't have the extra grip, you know, but it's not a huge deal. Huge finger troll on these, so I don't think like you're missing a lot from the grip. Long story short, I think this one's cooler looking. I think this one is more practical for everyday carry, not only in clipping it in and out of the pocket, but also, you know, just for comfort. So yeah, definitely notice that. You can see the pocket clip is tip down, right side carry. And also you notice on the back here, there's no back spacer. This is just the scales that line up, but this is our lanyard hole. All right, it's a little bit difficult to see just because this one happens to be black and it's dark, but that wraps around so you can put cord in this hole and it'll just fish out of that hole. So that's your lanyard hole. It's a very clean look. I really like it. Plus, if you're not using that, there's not just like a huge hole through the frame, which you see with most knives. So a very interesting design there. The flipper is very easy to get to. It's not too big, not too small. There's just two cutouts there. A little bit of jimping gives you the perfect amount of grip. Shoots out every single time. Very easy to depress that lock. All right, just a button lock, and swing that shut. And some people use the button locks kind of like a compression lock from Spyderco or the Benchmade Axis lock, and that you can just depress it to open the blade and close it. All right, so you can swing it open and closed. You can flick it open, swing it closed. I mean, any variation there. It's a very quick knife. So I really like this knife a lot. I think it's awesome. The standard price, the very, very base price would be the gray model that is not milled. All right, so it would be this in gray, starts at $240. Now for $240, it's a lot of money. It's not a drop in the bucket. I think it's 100% worth it. For materials, again, would have preferred tie, but that might have been, who knows, $300, $350. I have no idea. But in aluminum, I still think it is very much worth the price. The additional like color options, it's I think anywhere from $10 to $30 are added on depending on which version. For example, the milled version, it's an extra $20, except for the gray is like an extra 10. So in other words, the gray milled would be, I think, $250. You know, a green milled one might be $260, something like that. So anywhere from like $240 to $270 for any of the versions. So overall, I really do like the knife a lot, even though this one I think has a little bit more style. This just makes an awesome, awesome EDC. And so much so that I would really like to look into the Ferrum Forged Mordax, the original. These ones are very cool, but I would love to see, I don't know what they go for. I would imagine it's significantly more, but I'd like to see what that original version was like. So if you happen to have the original version, let me know your thoughts down below. But either way, come back in a couple days and let me know in the comment section if you end up picking one of these up. I don't know the run, how many they're going to be made, but it is of course limited like all the stuff from Massdrop. So if you're interested, get it while you can. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Take care.